Okay, well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for taking your time out here on this Saturday. I know that time is one of our most valuable resources. So super grateful that you decided to spend 30 minutes with us here today to talk about a subject that I'm very passionate about, and this is business on purpose. So my name is Marybeth Fleming, and I am a lifestyle entrepreneur. I am extremely passionate about helping others find wellness through organic, real living nutrition, as well as create income streams that create that freedom lifestyle, that create freedom in our lives to do what we do, what we love most, and to build a residual income so that we can have fun living this life in the ways that we desire to. So what we're going to be talking about on this call today specifically is how to really align yourself more with your passions through the work that you do. And we are going to hear 3 stories, one from myself and 2 of my other colleagues who are here on the call, who went from being, entrepreneurs that were kind of in that hustle and grind mentality, feeling scattered, trying to make it as an entrepreneur, trying to do a million things, but still feeling that, financial depletion and um, feeling that heaviness of trying to make it in the world and make your dreams come true without necessarily the support as an entrepreneur. So the 3 of us have all, through this partnership that we're going to tell you about, been able to build 6-figure incomes in the last couple years by partnering and aligning our passions with this company, and then furthering our own personal businesses and entrepreneurial endeavors along via this avenue. So to begin, what is business on purpose? For me, there's a few things that this encaptures. Number 1, it's the ability to share your message, your gift, your offerings, your services in a way that is in complete alignment with your core values. So drop a 2 in the comments if that sounds good. If that sounds good to be doing something, doing a job that is in alignment with your core values. Yes, I'm seeing the 2s come in. Awesome. So the second thing that business on purpose means to me is this idea and this concept of working smarter and not harder by implementing systems that continue to grow for you and your business, even when you're not physically showing up to work them. This is one way to build residual income and one way to build a lot more freedom in your life. The third component of business on purpose to me is working in a community where we elevate each other to really shine and uplift our unique geniuses, to share our unique gifts, and to learn from one another, and so that we can co-create our dreams together versus just on our own, trying to be independent entrepreneurs, but really embracing this idea of collaborative entrepreneurship. And the fourth component of business on purpose to me means working in a way that is not only intentional, but literally that like breathes life into your everyday, so that when you go to your job, you're not just doing a job, you are doing your joy of being. So drop a 3 in the comments if that's what you're striving for. If you are striving for your work, your entrepreneurial business, your job to be your joy of being. So let me see those 3s. Yes. Awesome. So a little bit about me, as I was saying before, 3 years ago, I was in a very different place than I am now. 3 years ago, I was an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur a lot of my life. I've had bosses, kind of working at restaurants and health food stores and different things, but the majority of my life, I've had my own passion projects going on. But I've been a struggling entrepreneur. Prior to 3 years ago, I was doing the entrepreneurial hustle. I had my hat in many different my hands in many different baskets. I had all these different passions going on. I wasn't really able to excel at any of them because I was so scattered and in so many different places. And I remember thinking like, gosh, how there's this entrepreneurial dream that when you become an entrepreneur, you're going to have more freedom and more ability to live the lifestyle that you desire. But I felt like I was in the hustle of the 9-to-5 grind, being an entrepreneur. And I remember praying one night saying, there's got to be another way. There's so many entrepreneurs out there that are living that freedom lifestyle, having so much success, building their dreams while traveling and doing other things. And I know there's a way to do that and do it in alignment with my core values and what I love to do. So this is when I found Purium Organic Superfoods. And this is the company that all of us have decided to partner with that has really escalated our visions. So 3 years ago, I was in financial depletion. I was in physical depletion. I was working tirelessly to bring my husband over from Guinea, West Africa. We were in this like 2-year long immigration process. I was a single mom at the time, and I was grinding. And then in walks Purium, and I had this opportunity to look at business a new way, to not just be a solo entrepreneur, but to partner with other entrepreneurs and learn skills to really implement systems of residual income into my business and to continue to do what I love most, which is help people with their health and wellness. So Purium is an organic superfood company that has been around for 25 plus years. And the number one goal of the company is to really serve people in learning about how to find tools and resources to end unnecessary human suffering. And the way that we're doing this with this company is through powerful organic superfood nutrition. And the 4 core pillars of our company are health, wealth, planet, and purpose. So on the health front, we have amazing organic superfood products that I actually started. When I started these programs, I was in severe postpartum depletion. My hair was falling out. My nails were brittle and breaking. I was really low on energy. I was having a really hard time sleeping, and I was just drained on the day-to-day. And when I started ingesting these organic superfoods, I regained my vitality. And within 2 months, I was completely out of postpartum depletion. I had another son, and I haven't experienced any postpartum depletion in that second journey. So on a health front, we are helping people find the solutions that they are needing to elevate their health in a variety of different ways. And my sister's actually going to go into a little bit more of what our programs and products entail. And then on the wealth front, what we do as a company is we find other people to partner with. If you're an entrepreneur of any facet, if you're an artist or you have your own company, a massage therapist, anything, you work in retail, this is a powerful partnership that you can incorporate into your current business to actually provide more solutions to your community, not only through health, but through an opportunity to build a business that can actually help you build that residual wealth. And like I said, the 3 of us on this call have all gone from struggling entrepreneurs trying to make ends meet to building 6-figure businesses with this company. So we are very, very much in alignment with helping to create financial empowerment for people. And the third pillar of our company is planet. We are dedicated to environmental stewardship. I'm so happy and grateful to say that we are going to be almost 100% plastic-free company. We've saved over 165,000 pounds of plastic going into landfills, into the ocean over the past 3 years. And our owners, Dave and Amy, are the first people to invent a non-GMO, compostable, and biodegradable packaging that is made out of bamboo, plant fibers, and hemp that you can literally plant in or dig a hole and put in your backyard so that it decomposes. We're also leading the edge in terms of decreasing carbon footprint. Many of you know that our current food system is very intensive on our carbon footprint in the planet in terms of when the food is produced at the farm, a lot of it goes to waste because it has to look a certain way to be able to go into a store. So a lot of it is thrown away even at the farm, and then it's got to go to another truck, to another truck, to another truck, to a holding facility. And then it eventually ends up at the store where you got to drive your car to get that food. And then you got to drive your car back home and put it in your fridge, which takes electricity, which most of the time you leave the food in there for 2 days to a week before you use it. And it's a very intensive process in terms of resources. And with Purium, we're becoming one of the most effective food delivery systems in terms of growing food right on the farm where it is dehydrated and wind and solar dehydrated on the farm, shipped one time to a facility where your products are put together in powdered form for you and then shipped straight to your door. So we are really decreasing our carbon footprint in terms of food delivery and being able to provide access to people that are in food deserts and other places where they may not have access to stores that have fresh food. So we're really working towards that. And on the third level of planet, we are really, really leading the way in terms of taking care of our soil. So the farms, the organic farms that we work with, with are very much dedicated to regenerative practice or regenerative farming practices, where this idea that you put more into the soil than you're taking out of it, so that the soil is filled with the vitamins and minerals that the food can then have, that can then get transferred to us. So our environmental stewardship is very, very important to us. And then on the last pillar or core value is purpose and community. So I became an entrepreneur originally because I have very big dreams. I've always had very big dreams. And I thought that being an entrepreneur was the way to achieve those. And 3 years ago, I was starting to feel that I was going down the wrong path. And it wasn't that it wasn't the right path for me. I just wasn't necessarily utilizing it in the best way. And now that I have created this partnership and decided to collaborate with other entrepreneurs who have similar passions and core values as myself and this company, I have now been able to fund through this business many of my bigger dreams. I originally met my husband in West Africa through his brother, through a nonprofit called the Kisidugu Foundation. And we are building a school of music, dance, and education over in West Africa. And much of my Purium business has actually contributed to the food forest that we're planting over there, contributed to creating employment in the local villages over there, contributing to the enhancement of that school and the health of a population that does not have access to these resources. So this is an amazing avenue that we have here to not only support ourselves, but to support our, excuse me, our bigger visions and do it in community. So thank you so much for listening to me. And Rita, excuse me, I have something in my throat. I'm going to pass it off to you to share a little bit more.
Thank you, Mary. You inspire me so much, and watching your journey has been incredibly inspiring. So, my sister Mary is the one that introduced me to this beautiful community and superfoods, and just to learn a little bit more about my background to understand why I'm so passionate about helping people in this way. It actually goes back many years. When I was 19, I was in a near-death car accident, and that led me onto a journey of healing for over 10 years, in which I was looking for solutions to get out of chronic pain and to get back to my passions and my athletics and feeling good in my body. And it didn't matter what I tried, I was not able to get to that root cause and to actually address that inflammation and get out of pain until I found regenerative health. And once I found regenerative health, it took me 11 months to get out of pain. And that was amazing for me. I was able to regenerate my spine, my brain, my nervous system, and get my quality of life back. And that is just, so this work to me comes from a deep place of compassion, of wanting people to provide, wanting to provide resources and tools and education for others to live their best life, to step out of struggling, to step out of suffering. And so when I found this amazing company and community, I realized its value immediately. I realized how this could be an incredible resource to help people get these solutions into their life on a daily basis. So again, they could just continue to increase that joy and that quality of life. And I also realized that this was covering a major missing link. And so I was watching my sister Mary in her process, and I saw her go from a very stressed out place in her life and hormonal imbalance and postpartum to looking like she was 16 years old again in a matter of a couple of months. And I was like, okay, what are you doing and what is this? And I was also feeling, even though I had access to the highest quality herbs and nutrition, I was still feeling depleted. I was recognizing that the food in our grocery store is not the same quality that it was 5 to 10 years ago. And I was feeling that even though I was eating organic foods and healthy foods, I wasn't feeling satisfied. And I realized that there was a missing link. And that's when I started to study soil science and Dr. Zach Bush. And that's when Purium came into my life. And within 3 days of just adding these superfoods in, the lights clicked on in my body, and I felt my hormones start to balance, and I felt satiated and nourished, and like I was getting everything that I needed at a micronutrient level. And for the first time in my life, it felt like this new information coming into my body. And so that really changed the game for me. And within 90 days of incorporating these superfoods, not even changing anything in my lifestyle, just adding them in, it brought me home to myself, to an athleticism and fitness that I hadn't felt in 15 years. And from that, those injuries and that car accident and the trauma, I was carrying an additional 25 pounds. And it didn't matter, how great I ate. It didn't matter the activities I was doing. It was due to a hormonal imbalance. And after 90 days of incorporating these, it brought me back home to myself. And I was like, oh my God, I recognize you. I see you. For like the first time in 15 years, I recognized myself. I felt like myself. And so this just became a huge passion to share this information and get it out and just have it as an easy vehicle for others to incorporate nutrient dense foods into their lives. And then I want to introduce my dear friend Carrie next. I was just seeing the potential and the power in this, and I wanted to help as many people as I could. And so I sat down and I was thinking, whose life would this be a blessing to? And my friend Carrie, who's going to speak next, she popped up on my phone in that instant, and we started talking and connecting. And this became an incredible solution and resource for her, not only in her health, but in her ability to make positive impact. And this business, what it has allowed me to do is it's allowed me to take all of my passions and create a larger impact, because I was already sharing solutions, and I was hosting regenerative retreats around the world. But I was very busy and I was constantly working and I didn't have a free moment. And so this platform, what it did is it allowed me to make an increased impact in the world, because I was only helping about this many people compared to what I wanted to be helping. And so through this collaboration, through this community, we're now able to have a massive impact collectively, because many hands make light work. And so it's allowed me to create that time freedom, that location independence, such deep alignment with my purpose and passion and what I want to be sharing in the world, as well as education and freedom and personal development. And as passionate as I am about regenerative health and sharing these solutions and sharing about soil health, I'm even more passionate about helping people to create time freedom and location independence and live life in alignment with their terms and their values, because it's been so rewarding for me. And so just to share a tiny bit more on, the superfoods, like Mary was saying, they're grown in nutrient-dense soils, they're watered with mineral-rich spring water, they're grown hundreds of miles away from pollution, when dehydrated to preserve all of the enzymes, and it's flooding your body with that micronutrition, that alkalinity. And one of the things that I've really learned since partnering with this company is I began to learn about glyphosate. And glyphosate is the #1 ingredient found in Roundup. And Roundup is sprayed everywhere. 4 billion pounds are sprayed on an annual basis. It's in our food, it's in our air, it's in our water. And one of the things that it does is it kills off the soil health, which is why we're not getting the proper nutrient absorption. But it also acts as an oral antibiotic in our body, killing off our gut microbiome diversity. And this diversity is so important because 90% of our serotonin, 50% of our dopamine is produced in our gut, and 80% of our hormone function happens in our gut. And what we've learned and found is that within 20 minutes of exposure to glyphosate, people get leaky gut symptoms. So that means toxins are leaking into our lymphatic system, our immune system, creating an inflammatory response, which can look like anything from autoimmune to neurological weakness. And so what we're doing is we have the only product that is proven to remove glyphosate from the body, and it removes 75% in 6 weeks, and it also reduces C-reactive protein by 74%, which is an inflammatory marker. So we're working with deep nourishment, gut microbiome repair, deep sleep. We work with a tart cherry juice that helps to get your kidneys filtering to clean up that lymphatic system and helps you to get into that deep REM sleep. And then we have plant-based amino acids, which are absorbed into the bloodstream in 23 minutes. And most proteins that we eat on a daily basis, we only absorb 11 to 36%, whereas these are 99% bioavailable. So it takes that burden off of your liver, off of your kidneys, and goes towards rebuilding, creating that lean muscle, supporting collagen, supporting the nervous system. So that's kind of our foundation. And then we have so many other beautiful avenues of support, from adrenal support, brain and nervous system support. And again, it's all whole foods. So no isolates, no chemicals, no additives, just foods in their whole form. So that's a little bit about our products and what we have available. And I want to pass it over to Carrie to share a bit of her amazing story.
Thank you so much, Rita. Yes, my name's Carrie, and I'm here because of Rita. And that's truly the power of this business, is we get to transform other people's lives just by sharing how it's transformed our life. And I feel like I have 10 business stories inside and 10 health stories inside of my one story. So I'll try to keep it super brief. But a long story short is, like Mary, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I didn't want to work for anyone but myself. And so it took me a long time to get there. In the field of regenerative detox is where I am. I'm a regenerative detox specialist and holistic nutritionist and yada, yada, a whole bunch of other stuff. But that path came from my own autoimmune disease that I experienced. And while I learned how to regenerate my body through the power of regenerative detox, I learned I wanted to do this for my purpose in life. And that's really what propelled me to be here. And in order to make that happen, it took a lot of, experience in marketing and like getting it off the ground. I was working 3 jobs. I actually taught yoga in the morning. I went to my clinic in the afternoon, and I waitressed every night until I built my dream, right? My dream was to work for myself. And I quickly realized I had broke my own heart. I had this full slam-in clinic practice, helping lots of people reverse autoimmune, doing great. And I realized I was stuck in an hours for dollars paradigm, working 70 hours a week. I never saw my children. I was teaching that suffering was optional, and I was suffering. And it really came to like a screeching halt when my daughter was 7 months postpartum. So I had been eating all organic, eating plants, juicing, doing all the things, taking herbs, thinking like I'm in great health. But I was experiencing postpartum depletion, very much like Mary. My hair started falling out. My skin elasticity was going. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. Okay. My skin elasticity was going, and I realized that there was depletion happening. Like I was obviously missing something. And this is what really turned me into understanding soil health and the fact that our soil actually doesn't contain the nutrients that we need to produce healthy plants that support the human to rebuild. And so I began actually searching for a solution. And I was searching for a solution when I was pregnant with Mila. Never really found one. I actually had talked about packaging superfoods and super fruit powders that I actually found in Florida, and was doing that for a while. And that's very difficult. And so when Rita reached out to me, I really said yes to this for myself. I said yes for my own hair, my own skin, my own like what's happening in my body. And Rita could see that I needed this for the business more than anything, but I couldn't see that at that moment. So I took a huge leap of faith in saying yes to this business. My husband and I were in a very financially distraught situation. We had a really difficult birth with my daughter and some very unexpected things that led us into some really crippling financial debt. So I went from thinking, I've built this successful practice. I have money in the bank. I'm going on maternity leave with my babe. Like life is beautiful, to like all the rug was ripped out from underneath us in a blink of an eye. From like our car broke down, we had to like replace the engine on our car, but all these things happened, and in a blink of an eye, I had no money in the bank, and I was right back at work. And I didn't get postpartum with my daughter. I don't get paid leave, right? So I was the pay, and so this is what led to my postpartum depletion: was overstress, not enough money coming in, working too much, not being with my family, not getting enough nutrition. And when I entered this into my body, it was like the lights came on. I was like, was this normal to feel this good? Like, this is what was missing. And I immediately started seeing, not immediately, I shouldn't say, I immediately started feeling like, oh, I have a clear head, even at 3 o'clock still. Like, I'm not struggling through the day. I really feel good in my body. And so I knew I was onto something. And I started filling in the gaps and realizing that my clientele started asking me what was different. And I just started sharing it with people. They're like, what are you doing? You look different. I just started sharing. I just added this in. I don't know. It's like nutrient dense soil. There's something about this, right? I didn't even know how really to explain it in the beginning. But that transpired into such a massive transformation of my life, my health, and my business. And that was not even 3 years ago. And I went from working 70 hours a week, working hours for dollars, to almost fully 4xing my income now. And I'm in Mexico, as you can see, and I've been living half the year from here, traveling about, world schooling my kids, and really, like Rita says, living life on purpose. And what that means to me is I was stuck in survival. I was stuck and I couldn't see that I even needed to not be in survival. I thought, like, oh, I have a good job. I've built a successful practice. But we're trained to think we have to be a hamster on a wheel working X amount to make X amount. And we don't even see our families. We don't get to live in the houses that we pay for. And it was like I was on the verge of a complete emotional and financial breakdown. And this completely saved me. It was my saving grace. And I couldn't be more grateful to be able to world school my kids to dream again. And what Purium has done for me is now I've been able to exit my hours for dollars clinic paradigm. I have other clinicians running the clinic that I oversee. And it actually gave me the ability to massively expand this vision and dream. And I just opened the Institute of Regenerative Health to train and certify other practitioners to do this. So my bandwidth went from helping 40 people a week at max, like that's max capacity, right? Because these consults are an hour to 2 hours, to being able to have hundreds of practitioners out there helping hundreds and thousands of people. And I never would have been able to do that without the power of this platform, without not only feeling better in my body, but without having residual income in the background. And this company is checked all the boxes. I'm the most skeptical, very critical in what I bring into my practice. So it's 100% organic, it's vine ripened, it's like all regenerative agriculture, it's everything these women said and more. And it really, I couldn't find anything wrong with it. And the only problem I originally had with it is I didn't understand why it was an affiliate market or a network market. And now I understand that that's the most brilliant model in history, and it is the future. So we are always part of this. We're always part of some sort of a pyramid if you work for a corporation of any sort. If you go to Target, if you go to Amazon, if you work at Best Buy, anywhere, there's an owner, a CEO, there's upper level management, there's mid-level management, there's entry-level employees, and so on and so on. And you will always have a ceiling. You will never expand that ceiling. You will never make as much as your CEO. And in this company, this business, you can make as much as you want to. There is no ceiling. We get to connect and grow and connect and share, and we just keep expanding our network and our reach. And we are able to fuel our greater passions and start living more intentionally instead of living in survival. So I am so in love with this. I think of the power of Rita's voice and her one little whisper in my ear, how that forever changed my entire life. And Rita's ripple out effect is now going to impact thousands of people around the world because I am able to open this institute and I'm able to do all of these other things. So I hope that inspires you. That is my health and business story. And when I look around my life, sometimes I'm like, is this real? Is this really happening? And I'm so touched every moment. And so I just empower you that if you're sitting there feeling like, gosh, I don't even remember the last time I've dreamed, or wouldn't it be nice to just get on an airplane with my kids and go wherever we want to, right? I shared in my stories yesterday that I used to get in arguments with my husband over him going to Costco to get groceries, and he would come home with groceries and $20 Costco jeans. And I'd be like, why did you buy that? We have to pay the mortgage, right? Like, so stressed out all the time. My nervous system was so wound up all the time. So this level of healing that has happened within me and that continues to ripple out to the rest of the world is such a blessing. So if you feel like you're sitting here being like, yeah, that's nice, but I don't know how to create that. I was that girl too, not that long ago. I was that girl that was like, I don't do network marketing. I was that girl that was like, well, that's you, not me. So this business, we are here as a community. We are a powerful community. We want to help you not only reach back to that little girl and those most passionate dreams, but we have the tools and the resources to help you achieve them. We have the education. We have systems in place to help you, to onboard you, to train you. You don't need to be a detox practitioner. You don't need to be anything. We have stay-at-home moms. We have people that have worked in wedding industry, building very comfortable businesses, like have no experience in health whatsoever. Because we have an incredible community, we have incredible corporate training, we have incredible personalized training, we have incredible onboarding systems, and we are here to help you thrive. So if you feel like, you know, you're kind of feeling flat about life, this is your soul's calling, right? Your spirit saying like, hey, I'm ready for more. I'm ready to have more. So I hope you listen to that call and reach back out to the person that brought you to this call, and they will share more information with you. But I want to tell you how easy it is to get involved, because it's like, great, well, that's all inspiring and all, but what does it cost me, right? And what I'll tell you about this company is they are the most heart-centered individuals on the planet. Dave and Amy are the owners. So not some big, massive corporation, but two people here to change the world. And they decided that it was going to cost nothing during the pandemic with a product purchase of a qualifying pack. So it used to be $1,000 to join. It was $500 when I joined. And now it is the cost of a qualifying pack, which our most often qualifying pack is an ultimate lifestyle transformation, which is a 30-day detox kit with 60 superfood meals. And it's an incredible value. It's $329.25. So you get all your superfoods and your business comes for free with that. We also have on the lower tier, we have a core 4. Now we encourage the 30-day because we want you to have a detox kit experience. We want you to have that 30-day experience. It is going to be the most popular thing you share with everyone. But if that's not possible right now, we have a foundational nutrition core 4 for $179. And then my favorite pack, which is the most value, is our performance and nutrition pack. And it comes with like everything. You get to try like our cherry juice, our power shake, our can't beat this, our all of the fun stuff that actually really helps your body thrive if you're an athlete or just wanting to try a lot. And I think that one's $539 total. And so any of those qualifying packs will get you into this business for free, and you get to have a superfood experience with us. So I hope that was simple enough for you. We would love to help you say yes to your dreams today and to really link arms with us. So we are a collective team. Everyone that's on this call or that invited you to the call, like I'm connected with Rita, Rita is connected with Mary. We are all helping each other and we're constantly lifting each other up. We all like to say that this business is a personal transformation company with the most generous pay plan ever, because I have had to shift and transform so much of my internal beliefs, my limiting beliefs. And now I'm living a life that I never even actually thought I could have. So I hope you say yes to yourself today. And we are grateful for your time. I want to honor your time. So I'd like to turn it back over to Mary. If you have any questions, please reach out to the person that brought you here. They have a very specific code to help you get enrolled and to help you get connected with us. So no matter who brought you here, that's the person you connect back with, and they will get you connected with our team and our mentorship.
Thank you so much, Carrie. You are so inspiring, and it's such an honor to work with you and just see what you've built and grown out of this. And as you can tell from these ladies' stories, we are just so passionate about this, and we are so passionate about sharing it with others because we want to see as many people living these lives on purpose, creating these businesses on purpose that we've been able to do through this amazing partnership. So thank you for being here. Again, get back to the person that invited you here. As a company, we have an extremely lucrative Fast Start program where you can actually earn up to $2,500 up to $3,500 in bonuses in your first 3 months by sharing this with your communities and your networks and creating that own health and internal up-levelment of your own internal vibrancy. So please get back if you have any questions about the products or the business. Let your person know who invited you. And we're just so grateful that you took the time to hear our stories. And hopefully something we said inspired you today to feel a little bit more hopeful and on purpose in your own life. So thank you so much for joining us.